What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of A Power of a Growth Mindset. On our show today, we are joined by Jemar Pearsall. Jemar Pearsall, he's a native of Duplin County, and he's also the founder and CEO of Simply Motivated. Today on our show, he'll be able to share with us the basics of his business and also what he does within his business and how he empowers and motivate other people to be simply motivated. Jemar, welcome to our episode. Welcome, you're like family to us, and so we just want to open this part of the episode by talking about we want to do a mental health check-in. Oftentimes men, we are not given that opportunity or space to be able to have those conversations. So I just want to ask with us just concluding Thanksgiving, how's everything going with you?
Everything's been good, man. Just been focused on school, business, being a daddy, regular thing.
Hey,
Hey, that's a lot. That's a lot in itself, man.
Look, I'm telling you, man. Definitely, you got to keep up them daddy dudes, especially when you working. And I got my bachelor's. I'm trying to get my bachelor's in computer engineering, so I'm trying to take it to another level.
Right. So, man, hey, look, you said like it's something, it's like small, but look, you said being a daddy, you out here, you got your own business, you in school. Hey, I'm struggling with just trying to complete something for school and also working full time, man. So how are you balancing and juggling all of that?
Man, I really don't be trying to think about it at all. I just do it. I feel like when you start to think about things, you kind of get overwhelmed. So I try not to overwhelm myself with everything. I just do it, stay consistent, and go from there.
Hey, man, I definitely get that, bro. I definitely get that. So, again, welcome to our show. The purpose of our show and episode today is just to allow people to get to know who you are as an individual, but also highlight your business, as November is Entrepreneurship Month. So we want to say again, welcome. And, there's no like formality about the episode. Just make yourself a home, man. And whatever you feel comfortable sharing, just share.
I appreciate y'all for having me, man. This is something new. I ain't never done this before, so it should be fun.
Hey,
oh
man.
yeah.
Hey, it is like I said, man. Like whenever you create a platform, I'm very big on allowing people I grew up with to get and gain exposure. That's how we help each other. Some people say, well, if you can support my business, some people say if you can share like something. I'm just like, I can do all, but I also, if it aligns, I will definitely allow you to come to our platform and be able to express and showcase what you got going on in your life.
Yeah, that's right, man.
Yeah. That's real. So actually that leads us into our big question, man. So Simply Motivated, you said you got a lot going on between your daughter, you got school going on, and you have your business. Right. And so, we want to begin with the business today. Where did the idea come from? What sparked you wanting to become an entrepreneur? Like, tell us a little bit about that journey.
Well, when I first started, I started with two of my friends, and y'all remember when they made the Straight Outta Compton shirt?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so basically that's where it came from. So my cousin was doing the hometown shirts or whatever the case may be, and that's how we did it. And then we kind of did it, but it really didn't work out how it was supposed to. So I just kept going with it, and I was with my mom, and we was sitting down. I had my logo SM. So we sitting down. She was like, "So what would you name it?" And I was like, "I don't know." And then she just said it, Simply Motivated, and I was like, "Oh, that's hard." Yeah, that's hard. We gotta go with it. So that's how it really started, man. And ever since then, I've been taking off with it.
Hey, so I know you say you started off with other people, and now are y'all still in business together, or is it something that y'all? I see you got two different brands on right now. You got Simply Motivated and also Seven Era, and we're familiar with Seven Era.
Yeah, that's my first cousin. That's my blood cousin. So
okay,
he helped me out a lot too, just staying focused on it because he goes through the same stuff. But now, to answer your question, we're not in business no more. But I still, keep in contact. My cousin, he's doing his own thing right now, so I'm just supporting that and gonna push that just like he pushed my stuff.
All right. So, do you mind telling us a little bit more about the collaboration y'all got going on? Because I'm not for sure if not Jemar, but Gandy knows. But I know that Akil, he has a shop in Clinton, and I also know some of your apparel is also within his shop. So, can you speak to us about that collaboration?
Yep.
So, my cousin was incarcerated. So when he got out, he
Right.
started his clothing brand. So, he speak life, motivate me. It was like, just stay with me, just keep holding on. So when he told me he was gonna get a store, I was like, oh, that's gonna be dope. So then we was talking one night. He was like, I want you to be in it with me. So I was like, I'm 100% in. So as that started going on, we just started locking in, getting in the lab, and then we came up with I don't know if you've seen the shirts yet, where we made the Simply Motivated X7
Mm-hmm.
Arrow.
Mm-hmm.
Them just going crazy, man. I'm telling you. So that's where it really came from. So we just really like stick together, do business, stay focused on everything we're supposed to do, and everything gonna play out how it's supposed to.
Yes, sir. Hey, Jamar, talk to us a little bit about that, man, because I know you started off with, I think you said it was your family before,
Yeah,
and it didn't necessarily work out, but then, you partner and collaborating with, your, first
that's
cousin, Akil, and then now all of a sudden it's working and, things that you have manifested is coming to pass. Can you talk to us a little bit about that?
I think the biggest thing why it really didn't work out was consistency
Mm,
because a lot of people had different stuff going on, and I was the one that really just kept with it.
right.
I remember when the mother of my child, her family was having an anniversary, and I was
Mm,
just starting out, and they was like, "Oh, well, we need shirts, blase, blase." I went over here and got me a heat press. My grandma bought me the Cricut. I went to work. That was my first order I ever did. 25 shirts, happy anniversary shirts, and I mean it's difficult when you're doing shirts because it's really trial and error because
right.
every now and then I always mess up. I may put something wrong on one hoodie or a shirt or whatever, but I mean, I don't, man, it's a lot that come with it to be honest. Seriously though. You just
Yeah.
gotta stay focused like I was saying.
Yeah, and it's a tedious process, man. Having
Yeah,
experience
that,
with that, like you
bro,
have a whole system going on, and then next thing you know, you forgot to mirror the image, and so your stuff is coming out all backwards. So yeah, it's
that's
definitely
another
tedious.
thing I had to really like the thing with me is I don't really read instructions. I
Mm.
just do it. And then if I mess up, I mess up. I learn as I go. Like
Right,
that's
right,
how I learn. I feel like so. Everybody can't do that, but I know I can. So
right, right. Go ahead, Candy.
Yeah, it sounds like, I mean, Mike, I know you've told me things that have gone on with this process, but it sounds like you moving in the right direction between the shop and, you've got your feet wet. Now, where you want to go. So I'm actually curious with, some of the earlier challenges that you had. What successes are you finding right now? Because I know, like you said, it's kind of a tedious process, but now that you are kind of like in the full swing of things, like, what are some of the things that you're crushing or things that you're striving to achieve as you're going throughout this process?
what I do a lot is with my goals or anything that I want to do, I was always told to write it down.
Mm,
So if I want to do something, I'll write it down. That's next on my list. I'm doing this and I'm doing that. But I say a big part is the business side of it, like knowing your prices, what your customers like, the audience that you want to attack, and how can I say it? Basically just being creative in your own way.
Mm-hmm.
mm,
Because like it don't really necessarily matter about the people, but it does though. But a lot of people want to see what you come up with, like where your creative mind at, like something like this. Like I just came up with this, just out the blue,
mm.
blew up. So and once you do stuff like that, it's gonna make you like keep going. Like you might want to try something different. Like I like to try new things, and I always like to try like keep stuff fresh. Like you keep
Mm-hmm.
it fresh, the more and more you're gonna succeed every time.
Hey, Jamar, talk to us a little bit about Simply Motivated, man. I understand like with the legacy, and things of the nature that you want to leave for Journey, but
Yeah,
talk to us a little bit more about Simply Motivated. I know your mom helped you come up with the name,
yeah.
but exactly, and I've seen shares on social media, but for our listeners who have not interacted with you on social media, do you mind sharing exactly what Simply Motivated means?
Being simply motivated means just like you getting up every morning and what motivates you basically. What
Mm-hmm.
what motivates you to get up every morning to go to work and not call out? What motivates you to pay these bills? You know, different stuff like that. Like I just feel like with being motivated, like it's like another type of level because you're so focused on your craft or whatever you're doing, and you just gonna want to get it done any way possible.
Mm-hmm.
Right, right, and I receive that. You know, having being a business entrepreneur and you know, also an employee, it's not easy. And so having that, being motivated, it's just like, what do I need to be able to motivate myself to you know, get the job done? And you know, you and I, we have these conversations often where it's just like, yo, like I don't like this situation, but like, all right, how are we going to how are we going to get out of it in a sense where we're able to capture the learning experience that whatever we were going through or the situation or the job was sent for us to do and learn.
Right, exactly.
So speaking of that, man, like one of the things that I mean, just hearing, you know, what you got going on in life and the fact that, you know, you had mentioned, like, I don't really think about it. I just, if it's got to get done, it's got to get done. And I kind of operate pretty much very similar to you, where it's like, I try not to think about things. I know, you know, things can be stressful, but if it's on the checklist or I got to handle X, Y, and Z, it's got to get done. So I actually want to pick your brain a little bit on, you know, one, what keeps you motivated, but two, you know, I'm big on legacy, and you are also big on legacy. Like, you know, you leaving something behind for your daughter. So can you talk to us a little bit about like why that is so important? Because, you know, some folks, you know, when it comes to defining your why, some folks have an issue or struggle to do that. So I kind of want to get your take on that.
Say your first question again.
So talk to us a little bit about what keeps you motivated.
Okay, what keeps me motivated is my daughter, my family, my goals, things I want to do in life. Like in the next couple months, I want to be able to get my own house or whatever. So that's what I'm straight for focus on right now. Like going to work, focusing on school, whatever I need to do. Tunnel vision. Nothing's going to get in the way of what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the second question of leaving a legacy for my daughter is because I grew up with a single parent. So my mom was a single parent the whole time, and I didn't have my dad at all in my life. So I think that's another thing that I really want. I want to be able to be there for my daughter, make sure I'm spending as much time because the money not what's gonna really secure everything. It's the time what's gonna secure it. So if you have the time and the love and everything, that's what I want to do. I just want to be the best father I can be, man, and be able to leave something where if I'm not here, she'll be able to do it and continue to help and pay it forward for anybody else.
Hey, do you be having her to help you make shirts?
That's crazy though that you asked that because she actually comes in here and asks me, or like if I gotta like, you know, rip like the paper off or the excess vinyl off, she'll come do it for me.
Hey man, hey.
She a smart 3-year-old, man. Like how we talk, that's how we talk. Me and my daughter talk.
Hey, that's what's up, man. And that relationship, that relationship is super important. Because you know, you can have all the money in the world. And we oftentimes see this right now with people who don't financial I guess financial accessibility is not an issue. And however, you can see within their families there's a lot of like dysfunction, there's a lot of gaps, and you know, every family has their story and their background, but you know, relationships, you know, as I am an individual, I strongly believe relationships are key. And though once you have those relationships formed, there are other factors that need to be in place so that you can ensure that they're getting what they need to get in order to be nurtured. And so, you know, I 100% respect that, man. Go ahead, Gendy.
Yeah, and I was just gonna say on the flip side to it, just the intangibles and the things that you're teaching her as well. You know, my dad, funny enough, I was having a conversation with my dad, and he was talking about like those early years, setting those values. Like I remember growing up, there would be things that my dad was doing, and he was like, man, why don't you, you know, get your hands on this? Or like, you know, let's talk through like why certain things work. So that's extremely important. And, you know, as you start talking about legacy and passing things on, that's really big as you start, looking forward down the road?
Yep. I think everybody want to leave a legacy, based off what they're doing, and everybody want to find their purpose in life. You gotta stick to what you know, and you gotta find something that you really love. If you really love it and you keep going, I remember when my dad actually has his own trucking company. He
Mm-hmm.
wanted to do it, but I don't really like driving 18 personally, but I want to learn the business side of it. But when I first started, I went to truck driving school and I didn't complete anything. He was like, son, if you're doing it for the money, don't do it. Do it for the love of it. And he loved it, so he out there all the time or whatever he need to do. But I don't love it. I was just doing it for the love. So I need that.
Right. Right. Jemar, talk to us a little bit more about your brand, man. You speak on like doing it for love. You speak on not necessarily doing it for the money and to leave that legacy. But can you talk to us how you have promoted change within your community, whether you're in Charlotte or also here in Duplin? Do you mind speaking to us about that?
That's another one of my goals. I haven't really tapped into it yet, but I feel like I do reach people with my clothes just based off the name of it.
Mm,
Because I feel like once you put on my shirt, hoodie, jogging pants, or whatever, you're just gonna be simply motivated. You've been laying around the house all day, you put a shirt on, you're gonna be ready to go get it.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Love it.
So,
Yes, sir. Hey,
um,
no, go ahead. I apologize. Go ahead, man.
oh no, my fault. Yeah, as far as community thing, I want to do like a little community drive where if it's giving out shirts or giving away book bags, pencils, or really anything, man, that's just something I need to really get out my shell and do. So that's one of my next goals I want to do.
Okay. And how soon are you going to do that, man? I know you said that's one of your next goals.
Beginning of the year, as quick as I can, man.
Oh,
As long as
beginning of the
I'm
year?
trying to get something together right now.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Hey,
So,
you could partner with Brave now, Quan and Sean and all
oh
of
yeah,
them. Yeah.
Sean, that's crazy because that's like my big brother. Like
Right.
his grandmother, and my granddaddy been dating since I was in the 11th grade and Sean was in the 12th. So we've been
Okay.
locked in for a long time.
Okay. Yeah, man. I encourage you to as we begin to embark on the beginning of the year, try to, I'm not for sure if you already do this now or not, but get into a place where you're able to spend some time alone and kind of
Mm-hmm.
reflect over your business and
Yeah,
see the different obstacles that you had to go through in order to get to where you are now. And then also just look at the successes, man. Oftentimes we don't speak on the successes, and sometimes the success was we didn't have to spend 2 hours on weeding something to go on a shirt. And so
right,
don't dismiss those success stories because for somebody that could be something small, but for you that could be a huge accomplishment. So don't allow anybody to set what that looks like for you. But I encourage you to create some time for yourself to see what you can do if you truly want to give back to your community, or if you want to do something for your community. What could that look like? Who could you partner with?
right.
That is something that we had to do whenever we did community event this year and last year. We
Mm-hmm.
had to be a little intentional about it. Well, a
Yeah,
whole lot of intentional about it because it's a good thought, but when it comes to the logistics wise, man, it's a lot of work that got to go into it. And I'm just like,
Yep.
yo, like, do I really have the capacity for this? I'm like, sure I do, because you
right.
got to finish what you started. But yeah, I just encourage you to do that, man, and continue to get your name and brand out there because your message is powerful, but also you have a story that needs to be heard. And as you continue to gain this experience, your story and your craft will be perfected.
Appreciate that, man.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, Mike.
No, go ahead, man.
No, I was gonna say, man, like speaking of goals, I know, this was one of the things, community involvement was something that you've got going into the new year. But I'm actually curious as you start thinking about some ideas for next year with your business.
Mhm.
What challenges are you currently facing kind of going into the new year? But then also when you start thinking about next year, how do you what are some of the things, you don't have to share everything that you got going on with your business, but letting the folks know, what do they have to look forward to as you go into the new year?
Um, well, first the community thing, and second, I'll probably say going into the new year, I probably want to get like more funding with my business, and then that's the number one part right there, funding. Me working a 9 to 5 job every day.
Yep.
You know, a lot of people really don't understand. I don't think they really get it until they actually put their hands in it. Because anybody that has come over my house and like seen the process I have done with the shirts, or had to get their shirts done, like, man, it's taking too long. I feel like, man, listen,
Facts.
I tell you, your shirt gonna take 15 minutes. It's just based on how your design is.
Design is,
My
yeah.
my design is simple. This is simple. So this cut gonna be like this. You bringing me big logos and stuff like that. Not saying I ain't gonna do it because I have done it before, but it's just a little bit more time and effort you got to put into it. But going to the new year, I'm just gonna be dropping more stuff for the winter time. Trying to stay consistent on the website. That's something new that I'm learning now too, because it took me a minute to get it up. I was procrastinating because
Yes.
I was procrastinating.
Yes, you
People was
was.
really on my back about this website.
You
But
was.
like I sat down with AJ, you know, he helped me get it right. He showed me different stuff and things like that. So that's just at least one big thing. The community funding and staying consistent and keep going with new, fresh designs and being creative with everything I do.
That's real. And, you know, as you kind of talk through that, I mean, Mike, when we kind of look back at our experience, kind of putting this together, how many times do we go back on the website? How many times do we go back and change the logo? Like, it's a process, man. And it's one of those things where, you know, as you had kind of mentioned, like, you know, you've got tunnel vision, so you know what the end goal has to be. And don't get me wrong, like, we all kind of, you know, get a little lazy, or we have those moments where, you know, we don't want to get it done. But that also doesn't mean that, you know, you're not thinking creatively, or you're not thinking about the next thing. So, you know, it's all part of the journey. But you know what the end goal is. It just takes time.
You make your own end goal with everything you do. You just, like I said, like my big word on everything I do is consistent and consistency.
Mm-hmm.
If
Yes.
if you're consistent with everything you do, everything will play out like it's supposed to for your favor. If you don't, procrastination and everything else you're doing, you just can't sit around and expect stuff like to just pop up and just really happen, and you think you're doing something and you're really not. You actually got to get out there and you gotta get your hands dirty, man.
Hey, you just attacked somebody. I don't know who that was for, but somebody like, oh snap, he
No,
talking about me.
I'm not attacking. I'm just saying in general because it's people out there in the world that probably really do feel like that though.
Yeah.
Like for real, like a lot of people like it's just a mindset thing. You gotta have that mindset. If you don't have that mindset, then you really not gonna be like locked in on anything that you really want to do. You're gonna be procrastinating, like you saying, just sitting around, just being lazy. You gotta want more out of life. That's why I like to hang out with people that have more than me and doing better than me because that makes me motivated. That don't mean I have to go off their pace. I can still go at my pace, but I can get there by just looking at them and how they do stuff.
That's real, man. That's real. You know, do you mind sharing some of your greatest achievements since you have founded Simply Motivated?
Man, the store, the website, the love and shares that I get on Facebook, Instagram. I be on TikTok too, so that's something. I'm old. I'm about to be 30, so I'm trying to learn how to use
Hey,
that.
this man can dance too, man.
Man, I ain't dancing like about 10 years. I'm good on that. But my bones old, so I'm good. But and then with me, I think another one was when I was in college and I got my associates in art when I graduated from college, and I was still. Matter of fact, I had just started Simply Motivated then. Just started when I had graduated with my associate. So that was a big achievement. I felt like that made me want to keep going with everything I want to do. Because sometimes, I mean, I do want to give up, but like you said, everything you start, you got to finish. So I just stay in tune and keep going. That's all I can do.
Yeah, man, that's what's up, man. And congratulations on the big wins. You know, from those wins, I'm sure there are some life lessons you can share with our audience and also to me and Gandhi as well.
Oh, life lessons?
Yeah.
Man, stay on top of things, man. Really, I mean, it's a lot that you can say, but for me, it's just being consistent. Like, you just got to be consistent with everything, man. Like, that's a part of life now. Like, if you ain't consistent with it, you ain't, not saying you can still make it, but you're not gonna reach your full potential if you're not really consistent with everything you do.
Mm.
Like the love and the passion like that y'all have in this show, I got the same thing with my shirts. I want to keep going. So as long as you stick with that, everything gonna be good. My grandma always tell me, do your part, girl, I'll do the rest. And it's really true.
Hey man, hey, as long as you know you got a part to do,
You're right.
it's like, oftentimes, I was in a conversation with somebody the other day, and it was just like, like God, just he gonna figure it out for him. I'm just like, yeah, but what you gonna do? Because God,
Right.
he blesses us to be able to do and have the discernment to be able to make the right decision or the wrong decision, depending on what you're trying to do. But he blesses us with some aspects of being able to handle those things, but sometimes we do it asphalt backwards, as Mr. Newkirk would say, and we kind of lose touch on what we were really supposed to do. But we like to say it was God, but sometimes it was a self decision, and God wasn't never consulted. But I appreciate you for sharing that, man. I really do.
Yeah, I appreciate y'all, man.
For sure.
So
go ahead, Mike.
No, go ahead, man.
No, I was just gonna say, man, not only being consistent is it gonna help you kind of grow your business, but for us, we're interested, you may have your goals coming up for this upcoming year, but where do you see this business going in the next 5 years?
Matter of fact, that's crazy because I actually sat down and wrote in my notebook last night what was my goals for the next 5 years. To be a household name, like Polo and stuff like that. I don't want to be like them. I want to be on that type of level they are, but I want my own situation. You know what I'm saying? And then having my own store.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my like 2 top ones right now. I ain't come up with the other 3, but those are my 2 top ones right now. Being a household name and having my own store.
Mm-hmm. Hey, for the people who may not know what household name is, do you mind explaining to what that means for you?
Just like a big name, like big brands like Nike, Polo, Adidas, stuff like that.
Okay. Hey man, you can do it, man. And when you get that household name, just don't forget about the little people at the bottom, all right?
Nah, I got y'all. Y'all gonna be the first people. Y'all gonna be the first people I come to.
Hey, as long as you know, we got this recorded, man, at 6:34 on November the 27th, man. Hey, I'm like, hey, oh man, you said this. Where's my cut? And I'm gonna use this in the court of law.
What they say? Write it down. Take a picture.
I'm gonna use this in the court of law. I'm like, hey, nah, I want my cut. I want my cut.
I got you.
Hey, let's go ahead and agree on a percentage too. What you saying? Like what? 50%?
Oh no. Oh no.
Yeah, man.
You gonna get a good percentage though.
Oh, good percentage.
I gotta break my people off, man, and pay it forward. And
Gotcha.
y'all gave me the platform to use, so why not give y'all the platform to use too?
Hey, as long as it's 50%, we good, bro. I appreciate that.
Come
on. Hey man, hey, you've been talking about guys. I'm for sure. When you bless other people, it comes back to you in double amounts, right? All right, so cool. So if you give me 50, that means you're gonna get 100 back. So go ahead and do that, brother.
Hey, I might get 200. I might get 200 back.
Sure. Hey, that's between you and God, man. Ain't got nothing to do with that. But as long as I get my 50, we good.
Right. That's all you need.
All right, man. So, as it was, we don't want to take up too much of your time, and we definitely enjoyed learning more about your story. But, as we begin to wrap up this episode and all that you have discussed on our show today, what are some of the final words that you would like to say? And not necessarily final words, it's like you dying or something, but what is the final message that you would like to communicate to our audience?
Final message, keep pushing and just believe in what you believe in. If you believe it's gonna be something, it's gonna be something. You just gotta, like I said, word I've been using all day, consistent, man. I'm telling you that the reason why I use it so much because it really helped me out with a lot of things that I do now. I used to be all over the place, but as I got older and I had my daughter, it just made me lock in a little bit more and focus on what's really important.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. I appreciate that. So go ahead and drop that social media. And I know you also say you had a website. Go ahead and drop that so people
Oh
can
yeah,
know how to
y'all.
stay in contact with you and be able to shop
Y'all can
from your
follow
website.
me on Facebook, Instagram at Simply Motivated Apparel. My website is smapparel.online, so y'all check that out. I got some stuff coming up there soon, so it's gonna be good.
And there you have it. We were joined by Jemar Pearsall. He's the owner and founder of Simply Motivated. Again, Jemar, thank you so much for being a part of our show today. Some of
Good
the
job,
key
man.
messages that he shared was talking about being consistent and being showing consistency in all that you're trying to do. And one I like to add is just being intentional.
Yep.
We as we are beginning to approach the new year, we're going to get in the habit of want to set new goals, set new habits, and set new things. And that's good and that's great. However, if we're not consistent with it, we already know what's going to happen mid-year. And so,
Right.
as we said at the beginning of the year, small steps equals growth. So whether your goal is to save $100, so sometimes you may have to start with saving $1 a month,
Yep.
depending on how you get paid, and understand that each effort that you are applying to this particular process is reaching you to your end goal. But as we always say, it's a wow. So we're gonna cut that out. But as we always say, it's the power of a growth mark.
Mike is silly, yo.
Yo, he need to get it together.
I mean, you know how they say,
Yo.
you know how they say when you go to the new year, right? New year, new me.
Yeah.
I mean, you ain't got to change yourself. You just got to change the way you do things and focus on that.
Yeah, man. All right. So as we always say on our episode, small steps equals growth, but most importantly, it's the power of a growth mindset. It all starts with you.
Yes, sir.